Now it's very important to start with what I call the analytics, because without the analytics, as if we are driving blind. I explained that the foundation of the marketing tree is the research, strategy, branding, and content, and I mentioned online listening tools, analytical tools, etc., etc. Analytics will stay with us forever. During the product life cycle, the growth life cycle of my startup, it has to be there. I have to learn analytics. I have to put the effort. And I will show you now some snapshots of analytics from websites, mobile apps, and you will know that without analytics, you are missing a great part of the business that will actually save you 70-80% of what you're spending. I will show you here the analytics that is being implemented on a website, on a mobile app, but I would like to point out that in the research phase, I have to know what to use in terms of analytical tools to do the proper research. So what is analytics? It is the analysis of high volume data with the aim of gaining meaningful knowledge and discerning patterns within that data. It requires extensive computation. But analytics can be used to what? Listen to customer voices, respond to market dynamics and changes in consumer behavior, communicate insights and predictions gained via infographics and graphs, keep track of consumer and market trends, describe, predict, and improve performance. Let's have an example. If we look at this mobile app data analytics, you will find that with the proper analytics, I will be able to know how many Apple iPhone has been using my app, how many Huawei, how many Oppo. So I'm able to know the mobile device, the brand, as well as the operating system. Is it iOS, Android, or other? This is very important to know. And if I can do that even by getting benchmarks from the market, I would be able to focus on first on Android if the budget is limited, and then I can go to iOS, for example. And I'm able to know the new users from the total users. I know how the sessions, and I know the session views, and I know the screens per session, and the average session duration. Very valuable data. Going to the second graph, we can see, for example, the countries that are having the new users. So if I'm launching a campaign in many countries or doing an SEO worldwide, I'm able to know which country is better responding. And I know the operating systems too. And I can do this days, weeks, months, and I compare months over months, week over week, year over year even. Looking at the next graph, we can actually also know where is the acquisition coming from. If I'm doing a campaign, doing SEO, I will be able to know the acquisition and the acquisition platforms. So here we can see the organic search acquiring number of users, and we can see the direct, which is the URL address itself, the social media, referral, and others and others and others. So if I'm launching a paid campaign, I will be able to see it here. I can evaluate it. I can see the bounce rate, and I can see the total behavior, and I can see the conversions, because through the analytics, I can actually put my conversion goals and measure them, and measure which platform is better converting than the other, day over day, week over week, and I can compare actually the same platform performance from a day to another, and then compare a platform to another platform. Moving to the next slide, we can see here the total users versus the returning users. So I would be able to measure the stickiness and how my app or my website is performing. The other graph here is showing the direct, organic, social referral in terms of sizes. So I will be able also to see it on a graph. The next slide is showing again the medium which I've been using. For example, this is a mobile app. It will, if you look on the very right side, you will see the goal 1 conversion rate, which was the installs, the number of installs per each platform. So for the social media, I will be able to track the numbers of users that have been acquired by the social media, as well as the total number of installs of the app. And the cost per install, which we call the CPI, is something very important to know when you approach developing an app. Another graph for the analytics, which we have seen before, I guess, but we can see here the total sessions. So the total sessions over time will actually reflect the performance of my website or app. So I can take, for example, from the 1st of March till 10th of March, and I see the total sessions, and then after doing some developments in my website or my app, I can measure another 10 days and see the total sessions. The more sessions I have means the more interested the users are in my website or my application. And then I can compare country to country, and compare operating system to operating system, and compare an app version to app version. The next slide is actually showing the performance of the website in different countries. And I can see if I'm launching a campaign or introducing a new service, I can be within a country itself, but in different regions, different cities. So I can know the total users and the new users per country, sessions per country, bounce rate per country, average sessions duration. This will help a lot in the optimization. So after talking about the analytics and getting a flavor of the optimization I can do and the magnificent value of the analytics, let us have